Welcome everybody to the fourth round of Global Formula Automobilista here at the British Grand Prix, which has been relocated to Donington Park after some issues with Brands Hatch. We have a new pole sitter here as Valentino Rossi for Siggy Pop has taken the front of this expanded grid for this weekend. Max Verstappen is second for Nelly Motorsport, with championship leader Fabien Barthez taking third. Rossi's teammate Alonso is fourth, with last week's race winner Nick de Vries in fifth place. Brundle is sixth, with Hoy seventh. He of course was half a lap away from winning the Italian Grand Prix until his engine blew up. Gilles Villeneuve takes eighth, with Jim Clark in ninth. Elio De Angelis 10th, and last week's pole sitter Jenson Button is 11th. John Watson, who is now for the newly reliveried 2KF1 Pink Boy Punishment livery. Yes, it is a punishment livery until Aiden fixes that livery for us. Ayrton Senna is 13th for the new Falcon Motorsport team. The Hungarian team has taken Senna and Prost and is hoping to have a good start. Well, 13th is decent. Mika Hakkinen, the other pink boy, ahead of Frentzen. Lewis Hamilton is the second new team for Cass Racing. The Irish team is in bright green and nice black, and it looks sick. Manuel Fangio is 17th for Red Knight, ahead of enemy number 1, Nick Heidfeld. Andretti is 19th, with Schumacher 20th, Perez 21st, Yuji Ide for the other Cass Racing car in 22nd, Alain Prost 23rd, and rounding out the grid is Dan Gurney. Rossi takes the grid, and once again I am joined by the guest commentator, Leslie. You looking forward to this race?
Yes, just as excited as last week. Looking forward to lots more of action, drama, and squeaky bum time.
Absolutely. Squeaky bum time, for those who don't know, is when the engines start to get towards the end of their life. 25% reliability chance of a blow up. It comes out about an hour and a half into the race if it goes that long. Squeaky bum time is always fun, and of course we all know Chris Hoy had the squeakiest bum of all last time out. As the cars start to line up, I think that's 20th and 21st I see at the back there, as Prost takes the grass for some reason.
He has driven here before, so he should know the grid layout, just
everyone's
not
to his own.
that far in the back.
Exactly, so everyone's on the grid, we're ready to go, and the British Grand Prix has begun. And Verstappen has got a good launch there of Rossi. Verstappen actually up the inside of Rossi, looking to take the lead. Alonso having a go at Barthez, but Rossi back round the outside. Just go back through the pack. Hamilton squeezed a bit wide as the high-techs try and go together. Down the hill corner curves. How's the lead doing? As Verstappen has taken the lead out of the old hairpin. Oh, big slide there from de Vries. As Brundle took and was spinning Alonso really sideways as well, as he lets the guys in front disappear. As De Angelis has got sideways, he's tapped Watson. Watson survives it, De Angelis slows down, and they've got going again. Go on board with De Angelis as we head towards the Fogarty S's. In towards the front of the pack, so we can see there that Verstappen has kept his lead over Rossi.
Yeah, so Verstappen taken over from Rossi. And
I think we're about to have a problem.
Oh,
yeah, commentator car hasn't.
Commentator still on the track.
Yeah, that hopefully it'll clear itself soon. That's unintended. De Vries having a look at Barthez into the first corner.
Yeah, Barthez actually had the best start of the top three, but Rossi's slow getaway actually denied him the opportunity to go for a move into turn 1 and eventually made Verstappen move up to the first place. We will see here Alonso also lost out at a few positions, lost 4 eventually and dropped back to 8th position.
Yeah, it's a little bit of contact he had with, I think it was de Vries actually up here. Just put him a little bit wide and he's dropped back through the pack. So Hakkinen and Watson have survived their onslaught by De Angelis, so let's see how the new teams are doing on their first lap of racing. Well, you can see Hamilton, he's made up 2 places for Kaz. Actually, he's now the leading new team which is good for him. He's got past Senna, who's dropped back a bit. Perez is up a few places, up 4 places. Well done in Bangalore. Heideveld's got a big gap already in front of him. Andretti 20th, Schumacher 21st. Gurney's up 2 as Prost is stayed where he is, and Ide has dropped right to the back. Well, he's used to that. Gurney at the inside of Schumacher. As we head back towards the mid-pack, Senna defending from Fangio, and Perez looking to get involved.
At the front, Verstappen still, now with a 1 second lead over Rossi, approaching the Swans curve and going into McLean's, that fast right-hander, where it went wrong for, well, both Alonso and the 2K ones, including De Angelis.
Yep, it's been an eventful start, I think, for a few of these guys. They've got a bit sideways, a bit close to the gravel, but we're all still going so far, which is nice to see. You can see Rossi's chasing Verstappen. They've already created a big gap to Bartes. Look at that.
Bartes out 2 seconds behind the front too. Now, last week he got on the podium again, but he still didn't have quite the pace to go with the front runner. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen this race. And hopefully as well, with Brundle 2 places behind him, no one runs out of fuel this time. And hopefully the engineers have figured out the actual capacity of the fuel tanks now.
Yes, I mean, yes, the engineers might shout down the radio a lot, but if the driver just kind of ignores him, I mean, that comes down to the driver's fault. But yes, of course, we're still sticking with the 2 fuel stop fuel tanks. Let's see what happens. Actually, at the back of the grid, we've got 2 cars coming into the pits, as it's Prost and Ide, so they've hit each other somewhere. So the battle of the new boys has gone a bit physical very quickly. Happened. Ooh. Okay, so Prost has had a go at Gurney through the craners. He's lost it and just slid into Ide.
That's a big hit as well. It's good to see no wheels were flying off, because otherwise that would be then hefty impact into the barrier.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, well, I think it's just the experience with the cars. Everyone else on the grid has, had 3 races or so with them, so they do have an idea what they're doing. Prost and Ide, well, they've just jumped in. Oh, how did he keep that going? That was very sideways from Prost. So yeah, these 2 new boys coming in. Well, at least they're giving their team some pit stop practice, I suppose. Head back up. Now this is an interesting battle. Perez and Frentzen. Bangalore, who's still on ultra low downforce and therefore have absolutely no grip anywhere. And Heidfeld still on the high downforce with all the grip but none of the power. In a track that's full of high speed corners. Frentzen and Heidfeld might have the advantage here. But we'll see how that goes.
I hope so, because, well, High Tech hasn't been performing well in the last couple of races. Heidfeld becoming the public's worst enemy. So some good finish and even maybe a point would be nice for them, paying off that investment in high downforce early on.
Yeah. Well, Heidfeld actually managed to finally score his first point of the season last time out. And if it weren't for Hamilton, Ide, Senna and Prost, as we see Fangio having a look at Hamilton into turn 1, then all the drivers on the grid would have scored points, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes now. But Fangio has made it through on Hamilton quite easily there. So, Button's only up 1 spot. I'm surprised at that.
And now with Prost and Ide, of course, heading that collision and pitting early, they're, well, about to get lapped already. And, well, last week we saw back markers quite making the front runners lose some time. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens at the front. Is Rossi going to capitalize on maybe a block from one of the back markers and get past Verstappen again, as he now has closed up the gap to about 0.4 of a second.
Yes, the last few laps Rossi has closed up. Both these teams are on the same downforce level. Siggy Pop have recently invested in some low downforce. The car's been quite quick, but surprisingly, NLE have got the more powerful car actually, after some strong investment by their manager. So I wouldn't put it past Verstappen blasting away down the straights.
Yeah, well, in terms of power, both NLE and Siggy Pops are the fastest cars in the field, so now it's purely on driver capability to see who comes out on top. At the moment it's Verstappen, but well, Rossi is looking feisty. And
Yeah,
of course these two have history from back in Brazil as well.
exactly. Rossi, who back then was the evil backmarker of Doom, now becomes the evil chaser of Doom. What can Verstappen do? Can he hold him off, or will Rossi send it somewhere? And if he does, how big will the mess be? Although he's had awful extra the hairpin there. Look at that gap, it's come right back. I mean, actually Barthez is closer to Rossi than Rossi is to Verstappen. All from one missed gear or whatever it was.
Well, of course, last week we saw, especially at the hairpin at Imola, some cars having issues with gearboxes, getting stuck in gear with, well, some people having to do evasive action over the grass. So, well, yeah, if you get out of this hairpin and that gear gets stuck, then yeah, you're going to lose a lot of time. Now Nick de Vries close to Barthez. Barthez, of course, the only driver in the field with a podium every single race. De Vries wants to put an end to that streak.
Yeah, well, while last race the DTKs and the NLEs had pretty similar power, DTK seem to have invested their money in their drivers, whereas NLE have put it in the cars. So Barthez has also got the high downforce, so he should be really quick through the corners, but De Vries is going to fly past him on the straights. Although the straights aren't that long here, although he's having a look.
Actually sets it to the inside and gets it done. Really surprising, as of course Nick de Vries, not known for his aggressive maneuvers, but this was a really nice and clean move right down the inside at the Melbourne hairpin.
Yeah, nice and simple. As I was saying, just a bit more power in that NLE. He just set the fastest lap in the last lap, and well, he's shown he's got past Barthez. That extra power and less drag, certainly helping him out. Although look how close Barthez is now. He was right on the tail as we get to the corners. Oh, massive slide by De Vries, and Barthez is thinking about it at the inside. Barthez capitalises on a massive slide by De Vries and shows Ide, look, when the guy in front spins, this is how you don't crash into him.
Yeah, nicely out from De Vries there, but now he has to do it all over again. And, well, Barthez knows his move now, so he's probably not going to let it happen a second time.
Yeah, let's get a nice on board of that with De Vries. Talk about squeaky. Oh, he's just taken a lot of curb. It's not as big a slide as Prost had, but it was enough, and he had enough common sense to leave Barthez the space because he could see him coming up the inside. So well done to De Vries, thinking about the long game rather than no, I must take it now at this corner. Get back. Horn Alonso was actually the top 8 starting to break away. There's a 10-second gap almost between Hakkinen and Alonso. As Button finally looking to have a go at Hakkinen. Up the inside into the chicane. Can't quite make it. I have a feeling if Button gets through, he's going to be released, like last time actually, where he was caught behind a slow car for a while, and then got past and just caught up to everyone in front. Button's race hinges on how quickly he can get past, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Further back down the field, we have a nice scrap for, well, 20th place. Or actually 18th with Perez and Frentzen all really close together. Once again, the field showing those, well, 3 tiers of cars, the front runners. And yeah, you can see from P8 onwards, like the midfield and the Bangalores and the Excelsiors, together with the new boys, well, forming out the back of the grid.
It's actually, here we go. Prost is blue flagged, as is E-Day. They start to fall a lap behind already. This is going to help. Actually, so far it's helped Verstappen as Rossi's got a bit caught. But then E-Day blocking Verstappen like nobody's business.
Shouldn't have expected anything else from E-Day, of course.
Exactly. I mean, the fact that he hasn't rolled anyone yet is incredible. Barthez managed to get both of them in one go, as does De Vries, although De Vries gets a bit caught up in them. What is going on there? Alonso's just gone from 8th to 5th.
And Brundle loses his front wing.
Brundle's lost his front wing. What were they doing down there? Well, that's inexperience from the new boys.
You have slowing down and letting someone pass and parking it on the exit. And, well, both Prost and E-Day are doing exactly that at the moment.
See, Alonso's gone up the inside, and Brundle's just... Oh, that is frustrating.
Just expected. Of course, why would you?
It's like, oh, black, haven't seen that on the back of a car yet. Oh, I wonder what that one looks like up close. Bang. Oh, very nice.
Well, that's another unfortunate event for Brundle. Of course, running out of fuel last race while leading. Now going to drop back at the back of the grid. Well, in front of E-Day and Prost, but still losing a lot of time with a front nose replacement.
Exactly. In all of this, though, Button has got past Hakkinen finally, and therefore has been released. He's obviously done it quite early. I'm not too bothered to go back that far. But look, it's 6 seconds now to Hoy. It was... Oh, Button is flying if he's driving like that. That's brave. Hoy down to 7th, Villeneuve 6th. Alonso back up to 5th. De Vries has fallen away from Barthez now after his heroics and then losing it through the craners. And Verstappen has held off Rossi through the blue flag charge, but now I think Rossi's back on it.
Hopefully he can, as he goes from the inside and actually moves past Verstappen really easily.
Yeah, he just put his nose there. Verstappen gave him racing room, and Rossi went, oh, you're actually letting me through. Fine, I'll take it. And Rossi takes the lead for Siggy Pop Racing. Pole sitter, of course. And his teammate sets the fastest lap. Okay, that was a good lap for Siggy Pop.
Yeah, Siggy Pop finally showing the true pace of both the cars. Rossi going back to the place he started, and well, now mostly looking to extend that gap and get that bloody NLE out of his mirrors as soon as possible.
Exactly, couldn't have said it any better. Fangio having a look at DeAngelis here. As Hamilton is still the lead new boy, a bit sliding through the craners. Yeah, so 14th so far, scoring points. Yeah, points on the debut for Kaz Racing would be really useful. And Senna's 15th. You know, new boys have gone for different tactics. You know, Falcon, they've gone all out power, everything on power. Let's just blast our way down the straights and hope it works. Whereas Kaz, they've gone for a little bit kind of in between. You've got a little bit of low downforce, a little bit of power, quite a bit on the drivers. So they've gone for kind of a balanced everywhere tactic, and so far it seems to be paying off a little bit more than the Falcon. Oh, Ide and Prost are now caught in another group of blue flags. Oh, completely balking the pink boys. That's actually allowed DeAngelis to pass Watson at least.
Well, he gets blocked by Hakkinen now, so maybe Watson can have go. No, actually, Fangio now looking into the battle as well. Practically going free white.
No one's got to slide through the craners, but Prost is still in the way. DeAngelis is basically having to stop on the apex of a fast corner. This is played into the hands of Hakkinen, as I think Watson got some air. Oh, look at it. Yeah. Prost and Ide do not know what they're doing, unfortunately. Well, hopefully by the next race someone will have told them how to get out of the way. But Yes, Watson. Just a little bounce off Fangio. And he's through. Hamilton also on lap self. I had to get us a bit closer to this battle. Button, look at that. It's 5 seconds now to Hoy. It was 15 seconds off the lead a couple of laps ago, but it's now 13. Button, he's quick. I told you he'd be quick when he got released.
Yeah, it's a shame he started in 10th, otherwise he would be right at the front fighting, well, probably for a podium. Now he has to fight his way through the field with, well, Hoy first.
Yeah, but he's getting closer to Hoy. That's not going to be hard. As De Angelis actually has got past Hakkinen, I've just noticed. Must have been down at the hairpin. Yeah, he's a long way back. De Angelis goes at the inside and Hakkinen just goes, yeah, fine, take it.
Fine.
After you, good sir.
Yeah, not a nice move. Just lick the stamp and send it at the inside, forcing Hakkinen a bit wide onto the dirty part of the circuit, and yeah, then it's easily to get the move done.
Lovely. Well, on lap 13, I'm just going to go through the order and let's see who's moved up and who's been the biggest climber and biggest loser. So, Rossi, where he started, Verstappen, where he started as well, but those two have swapped already in this race. Bartes also where he started, but dropping back from the lead pair, as De Vries is up 1. Alonso down 1, but he's had a bit of an eventful race so far, as Villeneuve's made it up 2. Hoy is where he started, but Button's finally up 3 places and flying up towards the leaders as well. Clark is a long way back, but he's started 9th and he still is 9th. De Angelis hasn't moved either, as Hakkinen's up 3. Watson hasn't moved. Fangio up 4, so he's our biggest climber so far for Red Knight. I don't think his qualifying position really reflected his speed, unfortunately, so he should be climbing. Lewis Hamilton, he's 14th. I think that's up 2 when Rossi's fastest lap despawns. I'll be able to tell you. Yeah, he's up 2. Senna down 2. Heidfeld up 2. Brinson down 2. Perez up 3. And here's Gurney actually has just got past Alain Prost, who's just parked on the apex and got lapped by the 2 cars in front of him. Schumacher's down 1, Brundle down 16 after he's only pitched up for a new front wing. He might be 22nd, but he's just lapped 24th on lap 13, and he's done a pit stop. It's really not gone well for these two. See, look, Ide is half a lap ahead, and he's actually getting out of these way of these cars quite well, ish. And Prost is, well, enemy number 2, I think.
Front now moved out a bit. Gap between Rossi and De Vries spanning over 6 seconds. Closest battles happening, well, actually right behind them with here Alonso and Villeneuve, and further up in the midfield. So, yeah, it's giving these cars a little bit of airtime. Having some nice battles, as Fangio has lost his front wing.
Yes, I just noticed that Hamilton had got past, which was surprising me because there was a big gap. Now, was this caused by Hamilton's teammate? It was. Oh, it was. Okay, so Ide has seen Hamilton behind him and has gone, oh, I can help my teammate get past someone. I don't think that's the way the team wanted you to do it, UJ. But Ide by name, Ide by nature.
And if Fangio had slid a little bit more off, he would have hit the gravel and he would have rolled it, which would have been Ide's first roll of the season.
Yes, it's Fangio now blocking Senna, but Senna's clever enough to get round, and Fangio doesn't want to ruin his race. Now, he recognises it's a new team, and it's not the new team that's just ruined him. Schumacher versus Brundle is next. Actually, Button has lost 3 seconds to the leaders, so he just met a back marker. Has he made a mistake somewhere, or I don't know. No, there's no back markers near him.
No land at the moment.
No, he's obviously had a slide somewhere, or is just legitimately being outpaced by everyone. As Alonso is catching De Vries a bit, that surprises me.
Siggy Pop's really showing the pace because Rossi has extended the gap to 3 seconds, really putting the hammer down as well.
He is. I noticed last lap he did a 16.0, which has destroyed everyone else's fastest lap so far, so You know, he's on the pace, and Verstappen can't really keep up at the moment. Villeneuve, Hoy, these guys are all sticking here, and Button's doing his best to catch up, but is it enough? I don't think it is at the moment. Clark's quite happy tonight. Heidefeld's dropping back. As Perez has spun out. Yes, Heidefeld's lost his front wing, and Perez has spun out here down at Coppice. I have to go and get a replay of all this. Right, so where is Heidfeld? Okay, Heidefeld's already lost his front wing. Oh, has he met Nide? Yes, he has. Public enemy number 1 has hit public enemy number 2. Ironic. And we'll go on board with Perez as he has his spin. Yeah, so Heidfeld's going slow and he's actually blocking his teammate in. What are you doing, man? Frentzen finally gets a chance, and Perez also joins in and thinks, I'm going to get past Frentzen as well. And just... yeah, no, that's embarrassing.
Just puts it on the curves and loses it.
Well, what a melon. He's got plenty of space to rejoin 21st.
And he didn't get stuck in the gravel, so he hasn't become our first retirement of the day. Luckily enough for him. But yeah. Apart from the guys who have been lapped, he's dead last.
Yeah, Fangio coming out the pits is now starting to get lapped as well by the leaders. Hopefully he'll be a bit better at it than our new boys have been. As in, it's actually promoted Hamilton up to 13th and Senna to 14th, so some decent points started to come in for the new boys. Yeah, it'd be nice if both of them managed to start off the season with some points, or their season with some points even. Alonso's going really slow there. What's that? Oh, he's trying to get past Fangio. Oh, Fangio's not been that helpful there. But Alonso keeps it ahead of Villeneuve. And Hoy's getting quite close and thinking, ooh, I could get by here.
Hoy, of course, in 7th, a little bit behind his teammate. And, well, DTK, of course, in the Constructors as well in the Drivers' Championship in really tense battle with the NLE, so they need every point they can at the moment, and, well, at the moment, NLE is outscoring them.
Yeah, DTK have been top of the grid since the start, top of the championship since race 1, so yeah, they've been paying an absolute premium for all their upgrades. So, yeah, leading the championships are good and all, but it does come with its detriments. That's the thing, NLE, do they want to take the lead of the championship? I mean, every instinct in you says yes. Does the businessman say yes? Really, you only want to lead the Constructors' Championship in one race in this championship, and that's the last one.
That would be the most cost efficient, of course, but then again, who doesn't love a dominant season?
Exactly. And you don't want to spend that last race in full-on squeaky bum time.
Prost with another slide.
Absolutely massive slide. Actually, despite it a few laps ago being half a lap between them, Ide has also lost so much time being lapped by everyone that Prost has closed right back up. He's found like 30 seconds on Ide in about 3 laps.
They're about to get lapped by Paris. And then it's, well, Rossi and the rest of the grid already approaching them as well. So they will be on 2 laps down.
Yeah, they've got to hope that these guys come in for their pit stops soon, otherwise it's going to get embarrassing. Villeneuve is now past Alonso. He's sticking around. There's Button, look at that. Button is 3 seconds now. 3 seconds to Hoy. But he has got to get past Fangio, and we've seen that blue flags around this track, not the easiest things to obey.
No, definitely not. But, well, Button has been on par with the pace of actually this guy here, Rossi. Because, well, a few laps back the gap was 50 seconds. That's about it still. So, yeah, Button and Rossi practically the 2 fastest drivers on the grid at the moment.
I've seen that Button has done a 15.4. So you see, Rossi's fastest is 15.7. Button, we'll see what he's like when he crosses the line, but he's definitely one of the quickest guys on the track at the moment. Yeah, 15.7, there we go. So, one of the few cars in the 15s. Quite impressive as Barthez looked a bit squirrely down that hairpin. There's not a hairpin, it's a very wide open corner. What am I talking about? Through the craners, that's the word I was looking for. Rossi's lead is it's about a second and a half, up to 2 seconds. Doing quite good there. But yes, you can definitely see on the track map now. Top 7, 8th is close. Big gap to 9th. And then 10th, 11th, 12th are in their own group. 13th and 14th. They're close-ish. 15th is in no man's land. And then the 16th back to 20th gang. And Brundle is the only outlier there. He's going to get past Andretti at some point and try and disappear. And, well, it's going to happen.
But yeah, apart from, well, place 5 to 7 respectively, the back actually providing the most action off the field at the moment. So yeah, as long as we get some action, that's fun to watch.
Exactly. That's all we want. We want to be entertained as this race is going on, but we do want a fair, clean race. As actually, it looks like Ide is coming to unlap himself on Schumacher, because Schumacher is not going quick, and Ide is. So I don't know how Ide is going to deal with it if he unlaps himself and then sees a blue flag.
He's probably going to park in front of him again.
Yes, he's going to like overtake him at the hairpin, and then see the blue flag and hit the brakes again.
And let Schumacher lose his front wing, then he has to pit, and we'll repeat the cycle all over again.
Yeah.
Or maybe he rolls it, one of the two.
Or both. We would have both.
It would be really spicy.
Absolutely. I mean, how spicy would it be if Ide managed to roll it himself?
That's not fun. Ide is supposed to roll others.
Anyway. Well, seeing as there's not much action going on, let's just admire the pink boy.
From every angle there's possible.
Exactly.
To get a good look at it.
Yeah. And enjoy the nice pink where there should be orange, and the silver that's definitely the wrong silver. Hint, hint. Yes, this
Aiden,
is.
please fix it.
Yes, pulls, Aiden, pulls. We need to see Schweppes down the side of that car soon. Right. We know what we have to do, but I'm not sure if I'm strong enough to do it. I'm sure we can find some nice pictures to daub on the side. Probably the Marmite logo, because Marmite is better than Vegemite. That's triggered him. That's triggered him.
Put the logo of the British rugby team at it.
Oh no! I'm just gonna put a picture of the All Blacks holding up the Rugby World Cup.
That will do the trick, I guess.
As actually, Barthez has closed up on Verstappen here. Verstappen's really falling away from Rossi. He's had a bit of a stinker of a lap. Look at that, 17.2 compared to Barthez's 16.4. So he's lost 8/10 that lap, and Barthez is thinking, "Ooh, I smell Dutchman."
Well, of course, we're also approaching pit window, so most likely the tires are going to fade about, well, now. But yeah, apparently Barthez has done a better job at keeping his tires alive at the moment than Verstappen has. Clearly, because, well, he may be in an LE sandwich, but soon he will be on top if this trend continues.
Actually, yeah, he's flown up behind Verstappen there. Verstappen's tyres looking quite bad. Barthez is not looking much better, but every little helps. And Verstappen's just lucky he's on the section of 4 straights in a row. Just helping him to power away from Barthez. But through the corners, wow, as soon as we get to the top half of the lap, it's going to struggle a bit. Yeah, he's brought the gap out. quite a while as we can watch the battle from De Vries. He's thinking, now if Fabian can just clip Max enough for him to spin out and, you know, knock Max wide so I can get past and I can go be the one that chases Rossi, that'd be nice. You know, race winner from last time out, he finally got the win he should have had in Brazil. You know, it's a big inter-team battle between Verstappen and De Vries to work out, you know, who is the team leader? Well, Leslie, who is the team leader?
No one. We're completely objective to one another, and they have the full freedom to fight on the track as long as they keep it on the track.
Oh, what, not like lap 1 of Imola?
Yeah, practically. We've made clear we don't want that again. We want Argentina all over again because that was glorious to watch.
That was.
Now we have to wait for that a bit because Bartes is still in the way. So Bartes either passes Verstappen or De Vries gets past Bartes. And then we'll get a hell of a battle once again.
Or one of them punts Bartes off in a way that's totally not looks deliberate. That would work as well.
At the moment it's just, can Bartes keep his podium streak alive? That's mostly the case.
Absolutely. Well, if he can, of course, he'll keep his lead at the championship quite nicely. You know, it's 12 points. Is his lead over Verstappen, Bartes? But I think Bartes is thinking about, oh, can I get myself a second place trophy? Because I've had a first, I've had 2 thirds. If I can't get the first, I'll take the second, see what that's like. But Rossi actually has now put a lap on Perez, so there's a lapped car between Verstappen and Rossi now.
As De Vries is now closing up on Bartes. Bartes was smelling Dutch, but now De Vries is smelling goalkeeper.
Absolutely. It smells a bit of sweat and grass. Very weird.
Which could be a really nice combination, especially if the grass is fresh and is newly cut. But then sweat is not so nice.
No, not really. De Vries decided to have a look at the inside of Bartes, even though Bartes was a couple of postcodes away, so I don't know what that was all about. But Bartes can see Perez ahead and is thinking, now, Sergio, if you can just park it on an apex, I might be able to catch up and pass Verstappen here.
Well, of course, we are approaching Craner, Old Hairpin and Starkey's Bridge, where, well, we have seen that Prost and Ide can provide a lot of action regarding to back markers, so...
Absolutely, but Bartes has had an absolute stinker and he's dropped 2 seconds behind somehow. It's all gone wrong, as actually Verstappen's already through on Perez. And
whoa, as Perez massively blocks Bartes going in McLean's there, making De Vries catch right up to him, and, well, Villeneuve as well, actually.
Oh, De Vries, he gives Bartes a little bit of a tap as they're still stuck behind Perez, as Villeneuve is here just watching on. We'll stick with Villeneuve as Bartes slots back in and has another go at Perez as Villeneuve clips Perez and Alonso gets completely blocked. Hoy slows down and Button's closing right up here. This is bringing Button into the fight. Actually, he's going around the outside of Hoy. I mean, he's not.
Looks for it, but Hoy has the battle line and, well, keeps his position for now. But Button looking again for it, going into Goddard. Hoy blocking him off, while Perez goes out of the way.
Yeah, well, that's spread him up a bit. Button is still actually 15 seconds behind Rossi after all that. So he's got past the back marker. Hoy is now having to look at his mirrors instead of chasing towards Alonso. Villeneuve, who was close to freeze, now dropped back as Bartes has managed to escape for the moment. Rossi actually he's coming to put a lap on Prost again. We know how badly that went last time.
On the straight there should be enough room, but it doesn't look like he's going to do it. Well, yeah, actually, Prost now makes quite a lot of room, so Rossi can go straight past. But now, Ide is coming up.
Yes. It's the Eugenator.
Of course, Rossi used to drive on 2 wheels, and Yeah, if that slides away, you're going to roll it as well. So if Ide could do Rossi a favor, no, not really a favor, but make him familiarize himself again with the memories of a motorbike instead of a Formula Classic chassis.
That's it. Ide has just parked on the apex. There's contact between Rossi and Ide. Oh, what is that guy doing? I don't know. Is Prost now? Is he going to capitalise? Is he going to get past Ide? Oh no, he's just going to have a massive slide again.
Prost approaches squeaky bump time much earlier than the rest of the field. Already 3 slides in just half an hour.
That's amazing. I think the Freeze are still the same as Villeneuve's close, and Hoy has got Button behind him still. Obviously Button's the same pace as these guys, rather than quicker. How close is Verstappen to the Prost-Ide battle? He's not going to want to see that. The two most inexperienced guys on the grid battling for last place, and you're in second trying to get past him on blue flags. This is not going to be fun.
Well, he isn't close enough to get it on the straight, so yeah, it's going to be in that first sector again, which we have seen has been really tricky so far, as Villeneuve is right up De Vries's gearbox and looking for a move going into the first corner. But De Vries has the power advantage and pulls away just enough.
Barthez is looking like he's probably going to be the first one to pit, as Rossi is trying to get past Schumacher, and Verstappen has caught up to Prost and Ide. A really awkward spot. Barthez is thinking, come on, hold him up, hold him up, hold him up, and then I'll jump in the pits before their chances. Actually, Verstappen's got through past Prost, as Prost is parked on another apex. Verstappen's hit Ide, but not taken any damage. Barthez got past Prost. De Vries is now having a go, with Villeneuve right behind him. He's not going to like the look of that.
Barthez getting halted by Ide there quite a lot, and now he has to look for the outside going around the corner. He gets it done, but just about.
De Vries is the one who's been boxed with turns. Alonso has passed Villeneuve and all that. As Ide has parked it again, and Villeneuve's like, oh no, I've just had to avoid driving into the back of him now.
Hoy and Button also in a scrap. This is going to be interesting going into the
Well,
first corner.
It's not because Hoy's pitting and Button's driven into him.
Giving him a friendly nudge on the way out.
Yeah, love tap.
Villeneuve pitting this lap as well, as Alonso now has gone through and, well, chasing De Vries.
Yeah, exactly. So Barthez is probably going to come in soon. Villeneuve is in sixth place. Yes, as you said, he's coming in. Clark also is going to make it into the pits, as Hoy is exiting in 10th place at the moment, although it's going to be 11th as Hackman goes through. He slots himself in the middle of some pink boys. Anybody else coming in this lap? Ide getting out of the way of now Fangio. He's punted Fangio off. Oh, where is he? 20th. Oh, there's Clark who had to slide to get out of Fangio's way there. So this is 20th place, putting a lap on Ide. These two blue flag boys Fangio is not going to like that.
Once again, fully parked on the apex. Like, what on earth is going on down there?
I don't know, but it means he's got to overtake Ide and Prost again, which I'm sure absolutely thrills him. Oh, hang on. I think that's Villeneuve. I think Villeneuve's had a spin at the chicane. What's happened here? So he's on his own. He's quite happy. Going around. Oh, he's braked too late. What a... Well. Oh, Prost has almost hit him. He's blocked Fangio as he's come back on. Let's get an on board of that. That was spectacular. Was that brake failure? Well, we'll see at the hairpin. Go on, take us to it, Leslie.
Just breaks into the corner, loses the rear end, and skids over onto the tarmac and back to the gravel, almost clipping Prost there, rejoining the track.
Well, I suppose it's his payback to Prost and saying, "Oh look, this is what it's like to have someone rejoin like an idiot in front of you."
As we had a Red Knight going there slowly as well.
And that was Fangio who was trying to get out of his teammate's way. Also, it was a lap down. I think it's Alonso coming in this lap. Bartes is finally inside of the pit.
Yeah, he has been on that fuel warning light for a while now, so hopefully he's going to make it back to the pits before he runs out.
Yes, I think we're going to stick around because I think this is the squeakiest of all the bums, as De Vries has had a big slide through the old hairpin there. As Bartes has suddenly got really close to him, because Schumacher's held him up. Oh, a bit of curb, big slide. Kept it going though.
Those tires won't like that.
They won't. That's Clark's in the pits now. Yeah, we've got a lot of drivers coming in this lap now. Prost is still 2 laps down. Ugh, well, he's going to hope that during this pit phase he gets shuffled back up the order. Schumacher now is the next one to be lapped by Alonso. And let him through into the chicane. Don't think he's got much choice. It's actually the leader has just met a massive bunch of back markers. Yes, he's caught up with Excelsior's now. It's not going to be too helpful. But he's made it through fine, as actually Andretti's capitalised and passed his teammate. Good thinking. Here we go, Bartes has at least made it to the pit lane.
Going to let De Vries loose, who, well,
Hang on.
probably he's going for the overcut.
Hamilton, I think Hamilton's just come out of the pits. Yes, he has. Because I just saw him dropping like a stone on the leaderboard, and I was like, no, he can't be our first retirement, surely. No, we're fine, I was just panicking. It's good, he tries to just crash into Verstappen there, apparently.
Yeah, well, Rossi and both the Annalise going longer than the rest. It's maybe an attempt to extend the gap, but with the amount of back markers they at the moment face, they're losing so much time. I highly doubt it's worth it.
Exactly. There he goes. Button and Alonso leave the pits. Button comes out ahead of the high tech, but Alonso comes out behind the high tech. That's not going to help.
I'm just noticing, look at the gaps at the front. Rossi and Verstappen is just 6 seconds, but De Vries is almost half a minute now behind. Oh, has he lost his front ring?
Yes. Oh, he's had a spin at the Craners. He's had a spin at the Craners. So he's... Is it? Oh, it's Frentzen this time.
Oh, wow, that's a large hit.
A big hit in the gravel trap there, saving him. He's bumping it through the gravel. He's got it going. Well, at least he's in the pit window. I think that's the only useful thing. He can come in and put some more fuel in. Oh, look at that. He's decided to block Ide on the grass. Hang on.
Cookie of his own dough there.
Yeah, but that's let Prost through. Prost has got past Ide. What was he thinking? Look at that. Aha! I'm going to overtake someone. Overtake. Blue flag. Ah! Panic!
Attack.
Got it going again.
But yeah, now the Vries has to do like half the lap going into the pits, and this gives Bartes the opportunity to, well, get past him again without losing any time.
Well, I mean, that's definitely going to happen because this is damage limitation now for De Vries. He hasn't called the pits yet. I know Verstappen's coming in this lap.
Oh, this could be catastrophical.
Is De Vries going to have the mindset to just sit behind him, or is this going to be a disaster? Because Rossi's coming in next lap.
Verstappen seems to be done in the pit lane, so
He's done.
Should be ready.
Well,
but now the question is, how much time is he going to lose and backing
is
up
he
all
gonna?
these
No,
people?
no.
He's going through. Oh my god,
Oh.
this is going to be painful.
Hang on, we have our first DNF. Elio De Angelis, he's lost a wheel. I think he's been collected coming out the pits. He has. Who's he hit? It's Brundle. Oh, De Angelis, yes. That is one of the problems with this pit lane. It does feed you right onto the racing line. and I was waiting for this to happen. And it's DeAngelis. He retired from the last race as well. I think he lost the same wheel. Well, this is turn up for the books.
Sudden impact of drama.
Exactly. Right, what was Brundle thinking? So he's coming down the start line, then towards the corner, so you can see the car in the pits. You can see the car in the pits. He knows. Come on, Martin. You know that pit lane's like that. I'm putting full blame on Brundle for that one. I think. Like, yes, DeAngelo should have been more careful coming out the pits, but there's enough visibility. He saw him coming. Look at that purple boy. Wham. Well then.
So well, at lap 30 we can truly say human excrements have hit the device for air circulation. It's all kicked off now.
Absolutely, it just took a bit of pit window to spice it all up as Brundle is crawling back to the pits in 11th place for his second new front wing of the day. Will they have the state of mind to put some fuel in? I don't know.
As the Vries now actually holding up Bartes and Hoy.
Yes, he is. So he's playing the team game here, really allowing Verstappen to build a big gap. So maybe this was his plan all along.
And Bartes and Hoy actually don't seem to be able to get through as well. now on the straight they finally get to manage it, but they lost a lot of time there as well.
De Vries has got Ide behind as well. Ide's going to unlap himself and then see a blue flag and panic, but this is all allowing...
As well, taking up a place.
And all this chaos, Button is just sat there going, thank you very much. Oh my god.
And Rossi's off.
Rossi's out. Has he run out of fuel? Has Rossi run out of fuel? Oh, he was supposed to come in.
More drama.
This is it. This is the straight before the pit lane entry.
Going out of Melbourne. And he accelerates and...
No. That's not fuel. That's not fuel. That's a failure. If it was fuel, the screen would have turned off. Something has failed in that car, and he's felt it. I think it's going to be gearbox or something. Wow.
It may not be the commentator's curse, but this series has been dominated by people retiring from the lead.
Yeah, it's just the leader's curse. Wow. So, once again, the leader retires and an NLE is promoted into the lead.
Once again, picking up the scraps where others retire.
And once again, it's not a DTKs. They're now running second and third somehow. Button's now up to 4th from 11th on the grid. That's a spectacular drive. Alonso 5th and Villeneuve 6th. There you go.
Damage limitation from the Vries.
Finally gets his front wing. Senna pits from 9th place. Well done for the Falcon. Brundle, he's
pitting as well, yeah.
He finally
made it back.
His new front wing. Gurney coming in. Hamilton has got Frentzen right up his bum. Yeah, it's up to 12th now for Hamilton, so he's definitely climbing up the order. 11th now. Right, this could be a good result for the new team of Cass Racing. Looking forward to this. Actually, Hoyer's passed Bartes. Hoyer's got past Bartes in all this.
But he still has to pit, I assume.
No, they both pitted. Hoyer was the first to pit, remember?
Then Hoyer has made a lot of time after his pit stop.
Well, Bartes got held up by De Vries for about half a lap, didn't he? Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Hoyer's used Andretti to just squeeze Bartes behind the Excelsior. That's some clever tactical driving from Hoyer there.
Really nice. Made up 5 places as well. So, well, yeah. After the pit window and a lot of other drama, DTK once again driving up at the front.
Exactly. I mean, they're starting in the middle and getting up front, but Button's definitely our biggest winner. Okay, I pressed the wrong button a few times. Ide is coming into the pits this lap. Prost is 16 seconds up the road on Ede now after his time, and they still haven't got past Rossi. That is a sorry sight. The pole sitter sat in the garage. I mean, look, his front wing's a bit bent, so maybe it's like he had some damage from a previous accident, which has caused him to retire.
Maybe something clipped the front wing, hit the suspension, and broke something.
Yeah, well, it's for us to know, and well, us to guess, and Siggy Pop to know.
We're really looking for a really strong result this race, so yeah, that's disappointment all around. Well, at least Alonso is still in the points and doing. I haven't said a thing.
Yeah, no, that was a bad thing to say. Siggy Pop, they were on for such a good result here, and it's all ended up in a mess as. Oh no, it's not Ide again. What?
It is Ide again. What?
I don't even have
happening.
I don't even have words. So Andretti and Ide have just stopped.
Alonso goes for the gap.
Oh my god!
Fully smashes into the back of Andretti.
As I said, and Heidfeld's now hit Clark in all this and lost his. What is going on? What? Words are failing me. So Ide's gone up the inside of Andretti to unlap himself on him. He's gone wide, slid wide and pushed Andretti off. They've both kind of rejoined and hit the brakes for some reason. Alonso's like, oh hell no. Bang! Hits one, clips the other. Villeneuve comes flying in like, oh,
barely escapes that loose wheel flying around.
Yeah, I really don't want to be involved in this. So Alonso retires, and then we've got Heidfeld taking some air.
Schumacher destroying a rear wing of Andretti.
And the wheel rolling around in the middle of the track. Oh, what is happening here?
I don't want to be the first person going around there. And I believe... okay, now the debris is cleared, but it's still really dangerous around there.
Wow. Well... sorry Manolis, but it's not gone well for Siggy Pop.
It's not gone well for Siggy Pop. And my question at the moment is, how many races is it going to take before Ide loses his license for this series? At this rate, not too long.
Brundle lets his teammate through very nicely. So Hoy is right behind Verstappen now. Verstappen has obviously lost a load of time with some back markers. And Andretti's car is finally cleared. But Chris Hoy now right on the back of Verstappen. Because actually he's the only driver from a race-winning team that hasn't won a race yet, Hoy.
He has been driving around, 7th or 6th for the whole race, and now he's actually fighting for the lead. What an absolute turn of events.
Yeah, it's incredible to see. So they're coming up to lap Alain Prost in a bit. That's going to put the fear of God into them.
That's going to spice things up again.
Exactly.
And if we look at the lap counter and the timer as well, we're practically halfway through the race and 45 minutes in. We're going to hit squeaky bum time again.
Absolutely. Absolutely, this is going to get interesting. That said though, squeaky bum time is disappearing for a lot of teams. They start to invest in their reliability, but the new boys, they're going to have the squeakiest of bums. Absolutely. Nothing into reliability yet for them. So, Button now 8 seconds off the lead, having been 15 when Rossi was still going, and he was in 8th. Can he come and steal a podium or even the win? I mean, he's shown he has the pace.
And he's just 6 seconds behind, so yeah, everything is up in the air at the moment.
Exactly. We'll just watch them into Melbourne hairpin because that has been everyone's favourite overtaking spot. Can Hoy make it this lap? I don't think so, looking at that gap, unless Verstappen makes a mistake. It's a lot of curb.
He's definitely closed up, but it's not close enough.
Right, let's have a quick look at where everyone's moved. As you said, we are approaching half distance, so Verstappen, he's up 1 from his grid slot, as Hoy is actually up 5. He's had a brilliant race so far, avoiding the chaos. Bartes, where he started, Button up 7. It's going well for Jensen. Villeneuve's up 3 for Bravera, kind of keeping it calm. They've been off the pace since the first few races. We'll see if they can find some time. A good result here would help. Clark in 6th, up 3 points. He's up 3 places. Red Knight gets more strong points here. Hacklen up 7. That's a good result for Pink Boy. Because Watson's up 4 as well. So strong for Watson. Although De Vries, who's down 4 after losing his front wing, is right behind Watson and probably going to get past quite soon. Frentzen up 5. This could be some good points for High Tech if he can keep that going. They really need that. Hamilton also up 5. New Boy and Cass Racing, again, good points. It will be useful. Senna 12th. So Falcon's still behind Cass. He's been like that since the start. Fangio up 4, though he has had to change his front wing. Brundle down 8, although he's had 2 front wing changes, so it's not been Brundle's race. Gurney up 9 in Excelsior. That's impressive to see. Schumacher up 4. Perez up 4. Heidfeld, where he started, although he's been to front wings like no one's business. Prost. Prost is coming in for a pit stop. That's going to be music to Verstappen's ears. Ede up 2, and then some retirements.
Whoa! As Hoy has got a past Verstappen and giving him a slide on the way through.
So where's this happened then? So it's not even happened at turn 1. Verstappen's had an awful exit and Hoy's gone up the inside of him. That's amazing driving from the Brit. What are you doing there, Max? I know you've just lost the lead, but don't throw it away instantly. He's got it on the curb and missed a gear. And Hoy's gone, ooh, thank you very much.
And he looks for that gap that, well, doesn't exist, clips another curb and practically loses it.
Yes, Hoy completely chopped him off there. And said, no.
Fair to do, he had the line.
Exactly. Hoy chopped it off and Verstappen thought, I can keep this going. Look at that, easy move. And yeah, Chris Hoy takes the lead. So after that big slide, can Bartes capitalise? Don't think so. Well, not at the moment anyway. So now, well, Bartes has been in an NLE sandwich. Now, Verstappen is in a DTK sandwich as De Vries has now got past Watson. So he's not gone through the Melbourne hairpin, but this is going to be into Goddard's.
Yeah, look at the pace difference. Already alongside before even making to the braking zone.
And he's through. Well, he's got 5 seconds to catch up to Hakkinen. That's not going to take him long, I don't think.
And then it's a long way to Clark, but yeah, at the moment 7th looks the best for the Vries right now. As well, Hoy has caught up to Prost and has been blocked. Verstappen going to the inside and Melbourne and Prost immediately. Bartes also cased the blades on Hoy. So, oh my goodness.
Hoy has been 2nd, 1st and now 3rd in 1 lap. That's incredible. It's going to show on the lap.
I get a back marker throwing the spanner in the works and mixing up the front runners once again.
I mean, I said at the beginning of the lap, Prost is pitting. He's not going to get in their way. That's going to be fine for the leaders. Well,
not remembering Prost is like a few seconds slower per lap.
Yes, I think Prost just vibe checked Hoy. There he goes in the pits. Ede is... I don't know if Ide's pitted yet, actually. Oh no, he braked in the middle of the track, so that's why he's so far back. Yeah, Fangio had a look at Senna there, but Senna kept it. Hamilton still sat there quite happily. Frentzen's disappeared as... Yeah, Watson's fallen away from De Vries up there.
Now we're going to have a massive battle for the leaders. Button has also closed up to the front runners.
He has. All of this is getting really useful. As Hoy, I think, is going to be closer to Barthez than Barthez is to Verstappen. Is Hoy going to send it at Melbourne? Not quite. But yes, as you say, we now have 4 drivers within 2 seconds at the front of the grid. This has got a bit spicy.
Fasten your seatbelt, folks. We're in for a ride.
Exactly, there's no back markers to get in their way unless they pit and turn up in front of them. The next one in front, oh, well, is like half a lap ahead, but it is enemy number 1. It's Heidfeld in 18th.
We've already seen his teammate Franson taking a front wing of one of the front runners. It could be the same for one of these 4. Not commentating, cursing them or anything.
No, it seems that you can only commentate to curse your own team, so don't say anything.
I've jinxed it many times already. I've said they would be off at the first corner. Well, Max sort of was, and he lost the lead because of it. But he regained it, and now he's maybe going to lose it because Bartis is looking for that move.
Yeah, having thought about second place, he's looking at first and thinking, nah, I'd like that. I really would like that.
As well, since the pit stops, Hoy has picked up the pace massively, and Verstappen has gone down the drain.
Oh, Barthez has missed a gear there. Then Hoy's been blocked. As Button
Goes for the inside.
he's got the inside of Hoy. Is he going to get Barthez as well?
Move.
He's going for it. He's thinking about it. This is some incredible driving, and all of this is, look at that Verstappen lead already. Button round the outside of Barthez into turn 1. He's got 2 DTKs and 2 corners. Jensen Button from 11th on the grid is now second. He did his
Little
best.
switch going down. Barthez looking for it again as almost spins it.
He's kept it
Now,
going.
yeah, Button is unleashed, and well, this is going to be one hell of a battle.
Absolutely. It's all spiced up. Villeneuve is in 5th, he's nowhere, but if they keep hitting each other, it could get quick, it could get close again. Clark is 6th, nowhere, Hakkinen as De Vries is catching, he's got past Watson. Hamilton as Fangio has got past Senna and is now right on the back of Hamilton. Brundle's actually sat behind this battle going, I had the pace to be in this fight. I really had the pace to be in this fight, but now I've just got to sit here and annoy the DTKs enough that Jensen can disappear. Prost gets out the way of Watson. It's weird to say Prost and gets out the way without a not in there. Ide now sees another blue flag. Yeah, name a more iconic duo.
Heidfeld and Ide. That's going to be one of a battle as well.
Sadly,
Well, it isn't supposed to be a battle, but Ide is going to make it one.
yep,
As they almost touch.
No, they did touch. We knew it. We knew it. Hoy, Barthez, Button. Oh, Verstappen's lead has evaporated quite quickly as Button is showing his pace. Look at him, he's flown up behind there. He's going for it. Jensen Button takes the lead as Verstappen gets a slide. And the DTKs are going to be close again. What is this? This is incredible racing.
Back at him. Into the braking zone. He's going to let it stick. Oh, it's going to be close. No.
DTKs are side by side, but they've held each other up. I think Jensen's through.
Yep. And now it's his race to drive away with it.
Exactly. The DTKs have screwed each other over there. They could have had a chance to get Verstappen, but they didn't take it. Look at this. Button, will he finally get that win he probably could have had last race if he hadn't thrown it into the gravel on, was it like lap 7 or something, on his own?
While leading as well, yeah.
Exactly.
Now he hasn't.
Oh, hang on. I think one of DTK's had a spin. Hoy's lost a load of time and there was a yellow flag. What's happened here? Yeah, Chris Hoy's had a half spin at turn 1.
Whoa, almost avoids Brundle. Almost gave him his third wing point.
Yeah, that would have been ironic. Villeneuve is close right up. Look at that, he's just braked too late. What? I don't know what he was thinking there. But this has brought Villeneuve into the fight for fourth now. So, Hoy and actually now, looking at that with Villeneuve now, that's Hoy and Villeneuve are both two drivers who bottled it on their own. Because of course Villeneuve had his spin at the chicane. Verstappen's
loses it again. Whoa.
This
He's
guy.
really not comfortable in this tire set. That's for sure.
No, the Craners are not his corner at all. As that's just allowing Button to pull away up front.
Yeah. The downforce levels of the Harvey and the TTK really showing there.
Exactly. They didn't catch up now, but as we hit the straights, Verstappen's just gapping him again. But, Verstappen with a big slide into the chicane. Can Barthez capitalise and get him into the Melbourne? Actually, no, Brundle's having a look to unlap himself. He's really trying to play the team game there.
Verstappen looks like he missed a gear again. He has to take defensive action.
Oh,
Barthez going for it. And, well, he's already done through.
I think there was a little bit of contact between the two of them.
I saw a bit of lift as well, yeah.
So, into the hairpin, Verstappen, a little bit of a slide through. Oh, there's the gear. He's missed the gear. Verstappen is not doing great there. Yep, okay, Barthez wasn't. He thought about it, then gave up, and then thought, screw it, but just turned a bit late. There we go, Barthez up to second now. As it's now 3 seconds between Button and Barthez, as Verstappen's coming back at him. Oh, it was contact again, and Verstappen gets a slide a bit earlier in the lap this time.
And now here comes Brundle, looking for the unlap.
Forget that, here's Verstappen on the Craners. Oh, I got a bit of curb and had a slide wide. It's not helped him. But no, I think Barthez has it covered for the moment. No, he's clear of Villeneuve. I don't think Villeneuve's going to get close. Freeze hasn't caught up to Hakkinen as much as I was expecting, to be honest. Here we go, Fangio. I think, well, he's a bit off because he has changed his front wing. He's a bit off schedule with the pit stops. Yeah, so Brundle now behind Verstappen. Let's scroll back. Yep.
Prost once again going for a slide.
I think Prost and Verstappen are having a drift battle through there.
Sadly, it doesn't reward points, but if it did, they would be battling it out for it.
Prost and Verstappen, Fast and Furious, Donington Drift. Hoy is caught up to Brundle enough, but Brundle's getting blue flagged. Brundle's not going to be able to help his teammate much more, but looking at the gap at the front, I don't think he needs to do much.
No, Button has pulled off and, well, waved goodbye and is good 3 seconds ahead.
Brundle, contact with Villeneuve
spins.
That's not ideal for the Canadian.
And now here comes Clark.
Clark had to get on the brakes, but this is music to Red Knight. They're up to 5th now. You know, Fangio's in 11th, he's scoring some okay points, but 5th place, that's good. As I think Button has lost quite a bit of time, as Barthez is closing up and Verstappen's falling away. We'll just check their lap times at the end of this lap. We get to the final corner. Yes, this is the end of the 45th lap out of 77. So, yeah, Button did a 16.3. Barthez 16.2, his best lap. So, Barthez hasn't got the outright pace, but he's just quicker at the moment, which is usually enough. That was Fangio exiting the pits and panicking when he saw the purple thing flying towards him. Brundle, of course, seeing a car coming out the pits and thinking, no, I don't want to do that again.
As we now have a scrap between the purple boy and the orange boy.
Purple boy, it's pink boy.
Oh, Pink boy, actually, yeah.
Purple boy's cool.
I still had Harvey in my mind. It's the pink boy against the orange boy.
Yes. To be honest, it's quite nice to see Pink Boy because there's no chance of confusion between the NLE and the 2KF1 as we've been having. It's actually Hoy is right behind Verstappen. Something's happened, and Hoy's
Going for the move.
got past him.
Really easily again.
So what's happened with Verstappen? No, there's no back mark because Verstappen has just slowed down.
Combination of the high downforce and just better style life, I guess. Really proving pivotal for Button and DTK at the moment. As well, Verstappen is just getting past left, right and center at the moment. All over the place.
Absolutely. And he's got speed down the straights, but the straights aren't that long here, so, you know, he's just making his braking points longer, effectively, I think, is the way to think about it. Hakkinen is always a terrible line out of Melbourne.
De Vries looking for the move. Hakkinen still on the inside, though. De Vries looking for the outside. Yeah, that isn't going to work.
Yeah, it kind of closes up on the exit down that hill. And that's really telling. But look at them, they're both 2 seconds off their ultimate pace, so they're losing a lot of time to the cars in front. I mean, look, Hakkinen is 26 seconds off Villeneuve ahead of him. And there's not a pit stop either. That is pure pace or lack of. Verstappen's now got Brundle to worry about. And he's thinking of unlapping himself. But Ide is 26 seconds between Ide and Prost, so at least they've kept themselves apart. And they're not going to be double trouble whenever anyone meets them. As
Perez and Hamilton now in a bit of a scrap, and Hamilton spins.
He does, and that is crucial in the battle of the new teams, actually, as that's allowing the Falcon to get past the Cass. If Senna can finish ahead of Hamilton, that's going to be valuable points for Falcon. I don't think Hamilton lost any more places. Yeah, Perez parks in an awful place, and Hamilton, well, a bit of inexperience shown, although we've seen from everybody that, you know, lapping on this track is not easy.
Button also approaching these guys, so now it's interesting to see what's going to happen.
Bottom's
He first needs to get past Ide.
Yes, he's got to lap both Kaz cars, and they're both on different laps behind, so Ide is now 3 laps off the leader. Hamilton's now been unlapped by his teammate, who's going to send him to jump out the way. Barthez is now looking at this going, oh no. Not only is it Ide, it's just the entire new team. Barthez gets past Hamilton quite easily. Ide, not so much.
Of course not, it's Ide.
Button is looking back at this going, oh phew. Hoy up the inside of Hamilton. He's got him safely there. So Button and Barthez are through. Hoy has still got 1 green boy in the way. Verstappen's got 2 green boys in the way. Make that 1. Brundle also follows through. Clark and Villeneuve are the next ones to have the fun. Hoy pushes Ide out of the way. It's 2 tenths between De Vries and Hakkinen.
And he's going for the move, this time into Melbourne. And now he's safely at going into Goddard as he might miss another gear again. And leaves really having gearbox struggles this race, it seems. But it's this time good enough to keep hacking it behind.
Oh, Brundle's just given Ide I was going to say love tap, but that isn't the word.
I would say hard shoulder, as he deserves.
But in all this chaos, Hamilton has lost another place to Brundle, who's just sat behind Verstappen and pretended he's one of the leaders, so he's actually pulled an overtake on Hamilton and all that. It's clever driving. Fangio is now close and diligently gets out of the way of his teammate. Very good driving. You know, Rumble is he's just pretending to be a leader. He's definitely got the pace of it. Villeneuve's now the next one to have a go at E-Day. And Fangio has parked himself in between his teammate and Villeneuve. That's some good driving by Fangio. Help your team. Help your team. You're a lap down, taking some damage. Actually, Brundle has unlapped himself on Verstappen.
Yeah, but now he has to pull away, otherwise he's going to let Verstappen through again, and that's going to cost them both a lot of time.
He's not even... he's overtaken him from a long way back. Verstappen is really struggling for pace now. Look, he's 11 seconds off the lead.
If this trend continues, he's going to be in a battle with Clark any moment.
He's closer to Clark than he is to Hoy. This is surprising. Surprising to say the least. Yeah, Schumacher is close to getting some points for Bangalore. Public enemy number 1. I think he's going to be public enemy number 2 if E-Day carries on. I think next major chaos E-Day causes and he'll overtake Heidfeld, I'm thinking.
Yeah, they're practically even at the moment.
We need to have like a checkerboard. If anybody's watching this and can be bothered to go back through, can you like go and count up how many bits of chaos Heidfeld and E-Day have caused in the first 4 races, and we'll work out who is public enemy number 1 and see if actually there's another, you know, there might be another driver that's been under the radar carnage. No.
Well, both Bangalores have been quite prone to, well, causing disturbances, but not as hefty as both E-Day and Heidfeld have done.
I'd say rather than not as hefty, I'd say not as obvious. Like, Perez's thing on Hamilton at this corner was, I think it was more Hamilton's fault, but Perez definitely caused it. Actually, all of this Schumacher just blocking De Vries and allowing Hakkinen to keep close. He's
still blocking him.
What is he doing? De Vries has actually had to get out the throttle down the start line. Oh no, this could end in tears down at the old hairpin if Schumacher does let it through. He does. Oh, Watson had it. Okay, that's one way to not do it. Oh, hang on, Chris Hoy's out. Chris Hoy's out of the race. Nope, something's gone in the back of that car. He did not want to drive that any further. Wow.
No smoke, so yeah, maybe another box or a transmission failure.
It's the wrong time of race for it to be engine, fuel even. Wow. Well, Hoy's out.
That's another one.
That puts Verstappen back in 3rd and puts Clark in 4th. Red Knight close to a podium here. This is looking better and better for the Serbian team. Villeneuve finally gets past Hamilton.
And well, of course, this retirement also consequences for the constructors as well. Bartes still scoring good points for DTK, but well, both Annalise in the high points positions. That's going to get close.
Absolutely, and with DTK's double top 10 sponsor, Hoy's just ticked out of the top 10. That's going to hit them financially massively. Well, yeah, Hoy's going to be 20th, which is a really low prize pool. So NLE are looking like they can make some decent cash here.
If only they can keep it on the track and not get out by back markers, because, well, as we all know, the NLEs are practically bricks driving around, almost indestructible. It's not that they are indestructible, but they're close to it.
I mean, are you deliberately trying to commentators curse your own cars or something?
Absolutely not. I'm just saying they're bricks.
Well, all I'm saying is, it worked for Hoy last time round. He got commentators cursed out. Don't try it.
They've made it farther than I predicted, so everything from now on is only a bit of laugh.
Exactly.
But with a bit of a wiggle, but still really pushing that car. So trying to protect from Bartes.
Gap at the front 2 seconds, so Bartes and Button are looking pretty safe here. As Verstappen is falling a long way back and actually towards the clutches of Clark here.
And Villeneuve actually as well. He's not too close behind either. Too
Exactly.
far behind actually.
De Vries has got enough of a gap to Hakkinen now that I don't think he needs to worry. As Frenzen's made it up to the top 10. Ayrton Senna, Falcon could be in line for top 10. That would be incredible on their debut. You know, come in, you've got all these established teams with 3 more race experience and, you know, more money earned from them. And, you know, they're looking at potentially a top 10 finish ahead of the likes of Bangalore and Excelsior. This could be amazing.
Both Clark and Villeneuve also running that high downforce setup, and yeah, it's starting to really show at the moment how big that difference actually is between the low and high downforce package.
Exactly. The next race is in Laguna Seca, another one that's probably going to play into the hands of high downforce. Now, the low downforce, you could try and eke it out for another couple of races because Montreal might be useful for the lows. But you never know. The high downforce might suddenly become OP in Montreal for some reason. You're definitely going to want the high by the time we get to Suzuka and Adelaide. Absolutely. And I think Goiânia, the final race as well, is going to be epic at high downforce.
I know one thing for sure. I'm going to call the boys at the base and tell them to start developing those aero packages because we're going to need them.
Absolutely. Verstappen had a big slide through Coppice, and I think Clark's got out the throttle to avoid hitting him, and Villeneuve's having a look. Oh, Clark, big slide there. That's given Verstappen the space he needs to run away.
For a couple more laps, and then they're backed up under his gearbox again. Highly likely, as now he has 18 seconds lost to Button, who's, yeah, still doing a remarkable drive at the front.
Absolutely. None of them are getting close to fuel yet, although that's probably going to be mid-lap 60s we're going to see fuel start to disappear. Hamilton and Fangio having a great scrap here. Fangio up the inside into Redgate. But Hamilton holds it around the outside. Good move. Fangio back up the inside though, down we go the hill. Side by side through the craters, that is incredible driving by the rookie Hamilton. How did he keep it ahead? I do not know.
Definitely showing his skill there and, well, keeping the car on the track. He's doing a superior job in comparison to his teammate who is, well, 2 laps behind him.
I was going to say, you could have just, instead of saying 2 laps behind him, you could have just said not. he really is not doing great. Let's have a look at them. Have a look at Trouble. There you go. It's 43 seconds now between Ide and Prost. Who's next on the agenda? 14th. That's Dan Gurney is next to lap Ide. And Frentzen is getting close to putting a lap on Prost now. That's going to be scary. Hamilton's got a big lead on Fangio now after all that. That's Brundle on Senna.
Of course, the Harvey, as we see, has the far superior pace over the Falcon, so Brundle should be easily getting past Senna any moment now. Wow. And going back into top 10 after, well, 2 front wing changes.
Exactly. I think the biggest difference to mention between these two is Brundle. Now, Harvey have had ultra low for a while. They got rid of it after Argentina, and already they're at high downforce. Whereas the Falcon, they're on ultra low. I mean, I think I'm right in saying that yes, he is the highest ultra low downforce, as Villeneuve has made it past Clark somewhere. He has into turn 1. Up the inside, a bit of a slide there, but Clark obviously was too shooketh on the outside and has let him take it. Good move there from Villeneuve, puts him up to 4th, so his next target is Verstappen.
Now with 20 laps to go and an hour and 12 minutes on the clock, in 18 minutes their official squeaky bum time arrives, so with lap times around 116, 117, we're going to see about 8 to 10 laps where some people have to watch out for their car is going to explode.
Which is what we're all looking forward to. A little bit of squeaky bum time, never hurt anyone. Except for the wallets of the people who get affected by squeaky bum time. But
yeah, if it happens to you, it's so unfortunate. If it happens to others and you gain position from it, it's great.
I think Brundle has made it past Senna now.
Onto the main straight. Late move into the first corner? No, actually not. Just on the exit.
So this is going to probably be the superior high downforce versus the ultra low unbalanced awful thing. Look at that.
Yeah.
Senna's had a slide through the craners and Brundle thought, I'm not going to sit behind you any longer. That is a spectacular move there by the Briton on the Brazilian. Clark is right on Villeneuve now.
And both are, well, right on the gearbox of Verstappen. Hastily is going to finish 5th and 6th here, probably, if their cars don't explode, because, well, the high downforce cars are far superior at this moment in time.
Well, I mean, outright pace, Verstappen was obviously quicker because he was much better on the grid than these guys. Oh! Villeneuve has pushed Verstappen into Perez. That's...
He stayed behind to keep it sportsmanlike, but, well, Perez really driving in the way once again.
I think Perez is like, oi, you hit me. What? I'm not going to let you through if you're going to drive into me like that. Although he doesn't realise that Verstappen was pushed. And he finally does get out of the way with the guys he thinks were innocent. Here we go. Clark is our first driver with a low fuel tank, so he is coming in soon. Oh, Ide. I think there's a failure.
For the better of the grid, Ide is pulling off.
Yes, you can hear the cheer. It's not from the crowd, it's from the drivers. Yeah, all that Gucci. Yeah, Gucci on the side, but not Gucci in the engine. As at this point here, yeah, the Gucci goes gucky.
That doesn't sound Gucci, Prada, Dolce & Gabbana.
Well, Ide, villain, public enemy number 2, gets out the way of everyone. I mean, to be honest, I was fully expecting him to park it in the middle of the corner, right on a blind apex. As Prost thinks, oh, okay, if Ide's gone, I need to really up the ante of being a dick, and almost wipes Frenton's front wing off. Just into the flag zone for Ide. Just gets past Prost. Hakkinen looking a bit low on fuel.
Here we go. Villeneuve once again looking for the move of Verstappen.
Yeah. No one in their way at the moment. And Villeneuve get the power down.
As the fuel warning also pops up for him.
Clark has a think about it, but Villeneuve...
right up his gearbox. Maybe gave him a little nudge, but yeah, not enough.
Bartes is looking a bit lean on fuel, but Button's got a few more laps in him. Verstappen also with a few more laps. There you go, Verstappen's coming in this lap. He's not got any fuel warnings, but they've obviously found a gap to slot him into. So Verstappen coming in this lap, obviously his tyres have completely died maybe.
Well, looking at the space he has been doing this stint, I actually think that is probably the case, as Villeneuve's now really looking up for a move. Again, in the stronger part of that Bravera. And, well, if he doesn't get it done on the straights, he isn't going to. So, well, then he just has to wait before Verstappen pulls into the pits. And then he has to really put the hammer down and look if he can go for the overcut.
Absolutely. So, Verstappen obviously just got enough in the tank, in the tyres for the moment, down that straight. But look how far Clark's dropped back. It's quite amazing actually, because he was having a look at Villeneuve last time. Villeneuve goes for it.
As we have, I think, Frenton in the pit lane, actually pulling out again. Nothing going wrong at the high techs at the moment. Running, well, 10th and
16th.
16th. So one driver in the points. That's a positive result for them.
So
once
far,
again.
yeah. There you go. Verstappen and Clark come in the pits together. Hackman's in this lap. And anyone else? Not yet. Button's fuel warning starting to pop up as Barthez is coming in this lap. Villeneuve also. Clark and Verstappen are going to exit together. Now they're going to be quite happy to see that everybody else has gone past. Is Watson going to meet anyone on the pit exit? He is not. Comes out fine as Clark's had a really awful pit exit there. This will have Verstappen to pull a gap. So this is it really. The big one is Barthez. Can he undercut Button by much? He's got 3.5 seconds. It's got to be a big undercut. And Villeneuve, has he managed to overcut Verstappen and Clark?
Yeah, the question is about this guy, Nick de Vries. Is he going to hold up his teammate and, well, cost him a position to Villeneuve, or is he going to pit any sooner? Because, well, of course he had that treacherous moment with his front wing not being able to get it replaced as Verstappen was pitting.
Exactly, so he's a little bit out of the way with the pit stops, but we'll see. So Clark has closed back up to Verstappen on this lap, as Barthez has exited the pits quite comfortably ahead of everyone else. There's De Vries going through, and here we go, Verstappen at the final corner. Villeneuve's exiting the pits.
I think he has done it.
Has he? He has.
Close, but he has done it.
He's at least ahead for the moment, but he's got to rejoin the circuit. He's done so ahead of Verstappen. He's got a bit of a slide, which hasn't allowed him to pull away. Well done to Bravera. Up to 4th.
Yep, the true praise of the Bravera showing off, and now, well, Villeneuve is going to drive away on the horizon, and it's a question of time if Clark can get past Verstappen as well.
As Hackner has managed to stay ahead of Watson in the pit stop, so 2KF1 looking on for double finish, which they really not had much of so far.
As Button is in the pits now as well, but he had a fine lead over Barthez, and he's going to keep that. Yeah,
he's coming out the pits as Barthez is just going across the start line. Really, Button's only problem is going to be Fangio. But Fangio's he's a lap down, so he can stick there. Barthez is going to lose time, and Button is just going to streak away. Really wide line from Fangio through the crane as he's looking to let Barthez through, I think. Yeah, Fangio pulls it inside, completely blocks Barthez. Barthez thinks, really? I was a bit closer. Oh, he's pushing him through the coppice. And
now he has to get past on this straight, otherwise he's going to lose so much time to Button. But it doesn't like he's going to.
No, as Fangio is blocking again. I mean, what? Unless he's trying to deliberately hold Barthez out so he loses 25 seconds to Clark, I don't know what he's doing. Well, Fangio has single-handedly ruined our battle for the lead.
If there ever was one, but yeah, I gotta admit this is a bit of a spanner in the works.
Well, it was 1.2 seconds was the gap as Button exited the pits. It's now 5.
And now it's 5. Yeah, that's a real shame. Or as we may know from someone else, a massive shame.
I was going to say it's Assassin's Mame rhymes. I was going to avoid saying that.
I will take it.
Take it. Oh man. Anyway, so Senna up to 10th now for Falcon. Doing really well to keep that car going really high. Front's up to 11th. And Hamilton, after his few off-track excursions and fun with his teammates, down to 14th, but still a couple of points. Heidford looks like he's coming in the lap. Perez is that.
Freeze. That's going to be close again. Is he going to block him going into the chicane? Most likely. No, actually not.
No, there's enough, or there's not enough downforce on that Bangalore, so he can't really try and outbrake him anyone into that corner. So up the inside, quite easy. So Brundle's coming in this lap, as Villeneuve has actually done quite well to pull away from Verstappen, and De Vries is probably going to pit at the end of the next lap. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, as expected.
Exactly, so 5 seconds is the gap at the front between Button and Barthez, and lap 63 this race. When the pit windows are over, I'll just go through the order again and see how everyone's doing in their grid slots. So let's see, Brundle got 11 seconds behind him to Senna. The Senna's probably going to get past him. Yeah, De Vries. Where do we think De Vries is going to pop out? Is he going to be slow enough that he appears near Hakkinen, or is this gap ahead of Hakkinen way too big?
The gap to Hakkinen, surely. Like the pit times at this stage of the race are so short that, well, I think he's going to pop out right behind, or right in the gap between Clark and Hakkinen, and I would guess even closer to Clark than to Hakkinen.
Actually, Villeneuve, yes, Villeneuve has lost a place to Verstappen, and he's lost his front wing. Oh no!
Perez had lost it.
Perez has rejoined, and Villeneuve has pile driving into the back of the Mexican. He's really not had fun with Coppice this race. So what's happened here? He has bottled it on his own. He's gone onto the curb, and that is poor driving. I mean, what's he done? Has he seen the blue flag and panicked? It's just twitched. It's just twitched under braking, and then he's thought,
And then he gets put back on his way again, with Villeneuve losing his wing process.
So that has brought, well, it's put Clark up into 5th and Verstappen up into 4th, which is about to come 3rd when De Vries pits. Wow, another spanner in the works.
He may be the most aggressive driver on the grid, but so far Verstappen has also been the luckiest. The amount of places he has gained from others' mischiefs is, well, quite outrageous, if I may call it so.
Exactly, he's not had the pace this race. He was good in qualifying, but race pace has been nowhere. The high downforce cars have been on fire around this track. Senna's going to come into the pit quite soon. And yeah, Villeneuve's having to pit. So De Vries has popped back into 5th. He is, well, it's 13 seconds off Clark, who has lost so much time behind Villeneuve that it's now 4 seconds to Verstappen.
And Villeneuve has actually lost so much time that both the big boys have passed him as well.
They have. Will his...
So yeah, another unlucky race for Bravera actually. They started the season off so strong, and well, yeah, since last race actually they have slipped back quite massively, mostly due to just pure being unlucky.
Well, yeah, they had they started off the season with the pole position sponsor, which unfortunately for them, they qualified 2nd 2 races in a row. It was absolutely galling. They lost all that money. They could have had the double top 10, and as soon as they'd gone for the double top 10 sponsor, De Angelis has started retiring. And it's one of those slippery slopes. Once it starts to go wrong, it can keep going wrong. But the only good thing is that their prices will get cheaper. So hopefully they'll be able to find a way back. But for the moment, it's not looking good for Bravera.
And now it actually has become interesting again in the battle for the Constructors' Trophy, as, well, Barthez, the only DTK left, in 2nd place, and now both the NLEs in 3rd and 5th. That's going to be quite a close-up in the points again, and maybe NLE surpasses DTK even.
Yes, it could be like that. Another retirement for Hoy is not going to help his standings, not going to help DTK. but as we said before, first in the championship, your prices start to go up, so, you know, mixed blessings it can be. But again, as you said earlier, you'd rather spend the entire season at the front.
And then trying to crawl it back in the second half.
Yeah, you'd rather go into the last race of the season knowing that you can drop points rather than having to try and find points.
Now we're just 4 minutes away from the squeaky bum time, which actually just means the last 7 laps is going to be, is any of the new boys going to stay alive?
Yes.
Are
Well,
Hamilton and Senna going to finish, for example?
yeah, well, Senna's in 12th and just about to be lapped by Verstappen. Yeah, so he's now the highest placed new boy in the Falcon. Nice black and red livery, looking really quite slick in the grid out here. It's a nice obvious one, and Senna's yellow helmet really standing out. As actually he's doing a good job of holding Verstappen up here so that Clark can get closer, but he lets him through. A
And we
nice safe
actually
place
have
for the
turned out
hairpin.
we have actually turned out really lucky with Raven West not being on the grid for this championship. Otherwise, we would have been in quite a pickle with, well, of course, the Red Knights, the Falcons, and another grey reddish livery.
Well, they wouldn't have done because they'd have been told to choose a different colour. There you go, Gertney's just past Perez.
Fortunately, formerly Raven West has been here from the start.
Exactly. So Hamilton from Cass Racing in 13th. Doing good, yeah, he's going to score 3 points if he stays there. Gurney and Schumacher getting Excelsior and Bangalore some points respectively. That's helpful for them. Prost has just been hit.
Barged into button.
He's just crashed into the race leader again. Ide has been incompetent, but Prost has been equally as useless this race.
And now it's been led by Schumacher, by all people.
And look, he's just lifting off so that Barthez can have a go. He is, yeah. 1 minute 30 for Prost that lap. That was just dire.
Catastrophically bad.
Yeah, it's all spreading out now, so we'll go on board with some people, I think. Over the shoulder view, here we go, Martin Brundle. So Brundle is the highest driver who's been lapped now. He's been lapped by first and second. And Brundle on his third front wing, of course. And I don't think either of his front wings have coincided with his pit strategy like De Vries's did, quite luckily. So I think Brundle pitted about the same time as everyone else, so I think he should make it to the end on this tank of fuel.
And then a terrific drop from Brundle, actually, as you said, 2 front wing changes, and still Knife only have lost 3 places since the start position. Well, Button has shown the true pace of the Harvey, being massively in front of the rest now, as well only Barthez can get close. And Brundle has done a major recovery job going back to 9th and scoring a good chunk of points for Harvey as well.
Exactly, so yeah, lap 70 is the one we're on now. Jenson Button leads the way. He's up 10 spots from 11th on the grid. This has been a spectacular drive, and even if he does an absolute moronish Ide kind of thing, I'd still call him driver of the day, to be honest. He's been absolutely incredible. He's navigated the traffic, he's got past the leaders brilliantly. Barthez second up 1 place. It's another solid drive from the championship leader. Well, he's got 7 laps to make it another podium. Verstappen third, down 1. I mean, yeah, he's been lucky that everyone who's passed him has had their own issues, because that low downforce hasn't looked great this weekend, although he's now half a minute off the leader. Clark up 5 and 4th, brilliant drive from him in the Red Knight. How much more can he do? As Button set a new fastest lap of 1:15.4. That is lightning quick. De Vries, he's back where he started. He's made it up to the front. He's lost his front wing. He's had to do an extra lap. It's not been plain sailing, but good points on the board for Nelly there. Hakkinen up 8 again. He's kind of just been anonymous. Two careful ones haven't been close, haven't been quick enough to really be with anyone, which has kept them out of trouble quite well. Watson as well, up 5 places in 7th place, doing good. As Villeneuve he was up in 3rd, I think, at one point, but then lost his front wing quite recently to a back marker, and he's back where he started. Brundle, front wing number 3, and down 3 spots. Fangio, he's also lost a front wing, but made it back up to 10th from 17th on the grid, so decent result for the Argentinian. With Frentzen in 4th, looking for High-Tech's best result for a while since the first race actually. Senna, new boy, on his debut, up 1 place to 12th. This is a good drive from the Falcon driver. As Lewis Hamilton's up to 13th now, 3 places up on his grid slot, so Senna did qualify ahead of Hamilton. So Falcon were quicker there, but a bit of a problem with a back marker has spun Hamilton out of that battle, unfortunately. Gurney up 10 places from last on the grid to 14th. That's a decent drive from him in the Excelsior, but still, they just don't show the pace. Talking of not showing the pace, it's Michael Schumacher in 15th, Nick Heidfeld 16th, Sergio Perez, who's just been hit by the race leader. Yep, brilliant driving. And Prost in 18th as our last driver, and he's caught in 2nd gear. What?
Last lap another 1:28 seconds, so yeah, Prost isn't doing too great.
Prost appears to be stuck in 2nd gear. That probably explains why he's going so slow right now. He's got a gearbox failure if it's... Well,
if it continues like this, that engine is also going to blow up, because those high revs aren't going to be good.
no, and that is going to cause major issues for anyone coming to lap him. Where is he? He is 18th. I can find him on the map. Ah,
There's the yellow.
it's yellow, and it's not either. Who's that off then? That is someone higher up.
It was for a short while yellow, but...
Oh, well, it was only because we were following someone who was there. That's right, we were with Heidfeld, and it's into Coppice. Oh, it's De Vries!
Oh, De Vries has gone off, yeah.
It's Nick De Vries. So what's he done? Oh, yeah,
And
so...
there's Prost, yeah.
Okay, so I was trying to find Prost to see exactly that happen.
De Vries found him earlier, that's for sure.
De Vries beat me to him.
He had the gap to Hakkinen, so he should be fine in terms of positioning, but yeah, that's not what you like to see.
No.
Now Heidfeld here.
So Prost is stuck in 2nd gear. 129 miles an hour is all he can do. And what's he doing? I mean, he's going to stall the engine trying to get it up this hill in the wrong gear. Oh my goodness. Wow. Poor Nick De Vries. That's going to allow Hakkinen to get a bit closer. Now, is Prost going to have the correct mindset to go in the pits, or is he just going to plug away in
He's just
second?
going to go through and blow up that engine.
Oh no. Well, I feel sorry for literally everybody who's got to come up to him.
Here's De Vries again.
Into the craners. Oh no. Well, if we thought we were in squeaky bum time, we definitely are, and I have a feeling that that was a squeaky bum time failure on Prost's car. As you say, we've got 7 laps of it. As Hamilton's looking to get past Prost. Look at that, another fastest lap from Jenson Button. He is enjoying this car.
A minor improvement on his last fast lap, but yeah, still blistering pace, outpacing everyone else.
Yeah. Barthez is just falling away now. He's got no answer to the Harley. As Hakkinen is probably going to fly up behind Prost anytime soon. I mean, look, he was coming out of Coppice already faster than Prost is able to go down the straight, so Yeah, it's all gone wrong. As that is that a yellow flag for? I don't know who it's for. We'll find out in a minute. It's for De Vries.
Oh,
He's
Nick,
lost his
what
front,
have you done?
or has he?
He is in the wall with the lost front wing.
Oh,
He's just slidden off.
he's done what Villeneuve and Hoy have done. He's just missed his breaking point, and well, yeah, he's turned in. It's just
Blocked that and
bang.
smashed into the wall.
So De Vries joins Brundle on the second destroyed front wing club.
Now the question is he going to get out of the wall?
He's
It looks
turning.
like he's going to.
He should
Yes.
do. And that's the thing. Hoy and Villeneuve managed to find somewhere to spin off that wasn't that had the runoff that they didn't have a wall to hit.
But it doesn't look like he's pitting. I hope he does, but otherwise he's going to be another moving traffic jam like Prost is doing at the moment. Yes, he is going through, so...
What is he
Oh,
thinking of? As Brundle has just rammed Barthez for some reason. Button getting blocked by oh, he's hit De Vries now. What is going on in this race? This is one of the most entertaining races I've watched in a long time in a race department championship.
I was excited for action and drama to start the race. Well, my expectations have been exceeded.
Yes, this has been unbelievable. Prost has
Absolute
blocked
mayhem.
Villeneuve now. What is going on here? In all this mess, I've somehow managed to completely screw up the standings table, so it's going to take me a while to get that fixed. There's Fangio's coming in for a pit stop as well for fuel because he was out of favour. Brundle, Barthez, De Vries, Gurney. Oh, this is all a mess. Brundle's unlapped himself. And now Brundle's got the blue flag for Barthez who's going slow. What is this? What is going on here?
He's finally going to get past the freeze and Barthez as well, but oh, he lost so much time there.
I have no idea. I words are failing me. Words are failing me for just. We had Bartez's. No, not Barthez. Who was it? It was. Oh, that's right. Alonso's retirement was. I thought that was as chaotic as it was going to get. No, apparently not. As now Brundle's having to let Barthez through, having just got past him. But that's all that has helped his teammates. Is look at that Button lead. It's now 14 seconds. This is domination, absolute domination.
And now De Vries with another lap without driving with a front wing actually has promoted Senna in the top 10
It
with the
has.
ultra low downforce package. Falcon
And,
doing
and
this.
Frenton's got past Senna in all of this, and is now up to 9th. So looking really good for the high techs. Brundle's now up to 8th for Harvey. Harvey looking on for a lot of points here. Hamilton 13th, Gurney 14th, Schumacher rounding out the points. Public enemy number 1 is still going. Prost having buzzed around on the limiter in second gear for ages is using all this fuel up.
And he's finally pitting at the end of this lap.
As it looks like Barthez is going to be the next driver to get past him. We'll stick with Barthez because it could all go wrong very easily, especially if he catches Prost at the old hairpin.
We shortly need to go back to the front as well because Button is on the final lap of the race.
He is. Absolutely.
But yeah, what's going to happen here with Barthez and Prost?
Actually, boring, nothing. But yes, here we go. Through the final hairpins. It's been a wonderful drive from Button. He started 11th, middle of the pack. He got caught behind the two careful ones at the beginning. He got caught in no man's land for ages, but everyone else has been held up. He hasn't. He's driven a magnificent race. Hang on, before we get
Senna's
there,
falling back.
I think Senna's blown up. He has. He
Oh,
has.
so unfortunate.
Oh, absolute tragedy. Within, he's a
Yep,
lap from
that's
the
the
end.
engine gone.
And squeaky bum time. We said it was gonna. The new teams were most vulnerable to squeaky bum time, and Senna, yeah, it's all gone. It's gone. Absolute tragedy for Falcon Motorsport. Absolute tragedy for Falcon Motorsport, yes. But for Harvey Racing, tragedy turns to triumph. Brundle got through 3 front wings, Button got through none. Button wins the British Grand Prix. Home win for the driver and the team. Spectacular race. Absolute carnage, absolute chaos. And Barthez completes his trophy cabinet with a second place now. Makes it 4 podiums from 4 races. Barthez is looking strong here. Verstappen coming across the line in third after a really eventful race himself. And Jim Clark takes 4th for Red Knight. That's their best finish so far, and I am happy for them so much. Hakkinen and Watson looking like a really, really strong finish actually in 5th and 6th. First team to get both their cars across the line. When they eventually get there, if they eventually get there, squeaky bum time could get them. And actually Villeneuve is right behind Watson. Can he launch an attack into the final corner? Need it for him? Don't think he will. Hackman crosses the line 5th. Watson 6th and Villeneuve 7th. Brundle crosses, he's finished in 8th. Frentzen 9th and Fangio 10th. De Vries takes 11th with Hamilton taking 12th place for Cass Racing in their first ever race. What a result. Senna retires, gets 13th place. Well, he still gets some points, Senna, so good on him. Schumacher 14th. Then Schumacher's got past Gurney on the last couple of laps. Well done. Heidfeld, Perez and Prost. Prost has finally retired in the pits with his gearbox. It's a pile of poo. Ide, Hoy, Alonso, Andretti, pole sitter Rossi and De Angelis are our retirements. Well, how was that, Leslie? That was entertaining, to say the least.
I'm absolutely speechless. This was an absolute bonkers race, and well, yeah, as we see Button pulling into the pits, going into victory lane, brilliant drive from him, and well, I can't wait what's going to happen next week in Laguna Seca, because if it is anything like this, it's going to be absolutely brilliant once again.
Absolutely. Brands Hatch could, you could have hosted a race this good, but you didn't. You screwed up. Your pit lane was a pile of poo, but Donington has stepped up to the mark, and oh boy, has it delivered. Well, that was the 4th race of the season of Global Formula Automobilista Season 1, the British Grand Prix. I hope you've enjoyed the race. If you haven't enjoyed the race, I don't know what race you were watching, because that was absolute chaos, absolute carnage, and just fantastic. So, not if, because you enjoyed the race, please leave a like on the YouTube video, subscribe if you're new, go over to the forums if you're not involved in it, and yeah, see you next time for the American Grand Prix at Laguna Seca. And so it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from Leslie.
Yes, goodbye.